We all know the name Zeus, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. But have you ever asked yourself how the ancient Greeks actually worshipped them? Not just how they are perceived in modern day, but actually how they were honored. Hello, my name is Onyx, and welcome to my channel Olympus. The channel is all about bringing the gods and the religion of the ancient Greek back into the modern world through the eyes of one of its followers. Now, before we start anything to the video, you can't really know what I'm talking about unless you know the religion behind this video. The religion that the ancient Greeks follow is called Hellenism. It's where you believe in the ancient Greek pantheon, spirits, even demigods. Now let's get into the first part of our video. The ancient Greeks didn't have a Bible. They did not have a single rule book or any commandments that were just carved into stone. Their religion, Hellenism, was passed down through ritual, hymns, myth, and memory that was shaped by each region, cities, and tradition. But because most of it was told by mouth, much of it was lost. But although much of it was lost, still what little that survived still tell us a lot that they believed in. Like, did you know the temples weren't actually a part of Greek worship? Before the 6th century BCE, the gods were honored outside in nature, often in places that was tied to their power. The more powerful the deity was, the higher the altar was raised. So Zeus, for example, would have most likely been worshipped on a mountaintop, while someone like Artemis would most likely be in a grove and forests. These early sites were sacred because of what they represented, not because they were decorated, because most of them weren't, surprisingly. As ancient Greece not only grew in power, wealth, and even popularity, that is when temples started to be built and became more normal. Now, these temples were massive stone structure that was normally dedicated to one or more gods. They were decorated with holy images, and it contained sacred water vessels and burning torches from the altar. At the center, there was something called a sanctuary, where only the priests could enter. The ancient Greeks believed that the divine presence was felt stronger in that area. But not all Greeks agreed with these big, rich-filled temples. The group of people that actually rejected the temple culture was the Spartans, ruled under
Lycurgus.
The Spartan society was simple and harsh, and so their worship reflected that. Believe the gods did not care about gold or riches. What they really cared about was devotion. To him, making worship expensive will push people away from the gods. And in my opinion, he did had a point of making this. When a religion becomes elite, people start to fall silent and not really understand the true meaning behind the worship that they're actually doing. Now, not all worship happened in temples. Most weren't. Most of worship in daily ancient Greeks life, they were done at home at a home altar, usually in the courtyard. The courtyard was a sacred space in the center of the entire house, where the divine enter into one's daily life. Families, including slaves, would gather there to offer prayers and liberation to Zeus. Heck, oh my god, this is a god name, I'm so sorry. Where offering prayers and liberations were offered to Zeus and Hercules, protector of the household. They were done daily, and they were personal to each household, and they were filled with meaning that includes wine, water, or oil poured on the altar, a prayer speaking out loud in the morning or evening, and a humble fire lit as an offering. But each ritual and offering to the gods were different and also sacred to the person and the community that was giving that offering. So a richer community would have had richer rituals like we talked about with the temple, and other would have focused on the actual ritual and the devotion behind it. So every household, every village, and even every person had their own style of worship. So some of them were grand and some of them were simple, but yet these rituals all were sacred. The key wasn't how much you could offer, it was how deeply you could mean that offering. As the ancient saying goes, true piety and unforced devotion are worth more than gold could ever be. Even today, ancient Greek worship echoes in our life. Our word ethics comes from the ancient Greek word ethos, lighting candles for spiritual reason, that's ancient, pouring drinks in the honor of something, that's a liberation. The idea of personal excellence, that's arete, born from the Greek devotion. But just like how I said at the beginning of the video, there is a religion that is still alive, and surprisingly, that a lot of people still think that died. There are a million people around the world that still honor the Greek gods. Like how I said at the beginning of the video, I'm one of them. And for all my Hellenic brother and sister, and for anyone who is just interested and want to listen, this part is for you, which is how would you apply this to your rituals as a Hellenic or someone who believes in the ancient Greek values? Well, in my cold-hearted opinion, I will say just follow what the Spartans said. You don't need expensive offering, a big ritual, or even a big altar to even get started in Hellenism. The true thing that you need is intention, respect, and consistency. Set up a small altar, even if it's just a candle in a bowl, for a liberation daily or weekly. Speak your prayers and learn about the gods and call their name in reverence. This is all you really need to get started, whether you live in a city, suburb, or a room that is the size of a closet. You can make it sacred. But of course, you don't have to follow these, because your offering, just like how the ancient Greeks, all their offering and rituals were sacred to the one that is doing the ritual. You don't have to follow the list in this video. By the time that you're actually hearing and watching this video is going to be an offering for Apollo, Hades, and even Aphrodite herself. There are many ways, especially in the modern world, that you can offer something to the gods. Another example of a physical offering that I give to my gods is rocks. Yes, outside on the ground. Normally if I'm walking somewhere and I get this feeling that my god will like that rock when I look down the ground, normally I'll pick it up, go home, sage it, and then I will put it on my altar in the name of that god. But when it comes to Hellenism, your ritual belongs to you, and you can really do whatever you want as long as you are not offering bodily fluids to the gods. That's all I have to say. Peace out, champion.